Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is the tennis world with the tennis expert. I am your tennis expert. Big warm welcome to all my viewers right around the world. Once again, this is the tennis world with the tennis expert. This is your Australian Open Preview 2024. So guys, let's get into the draw. Let's look at the draw, which has just come out a couple of hours ago. So we'll look at Sinner's part of the draw. He's going to have Jerry. He'll overpower him in straight sets. Then probably Daniel, again, straight set. Same sort of thing. He'll just overpower him. Corboli, again, try to get into rallies, but Sinner will control the rallies and overpower him straight sets again. Then he'll move through to the fourth round. Maybe Rune matches him with the power, but not the serve. So Sinner gets more control of the rallies. And Rune has the same power some of the time, but with more errors. Sinner with that power without the errors. And Sinner with a better serve, which is putting Sinner in control of the rallies. And then Rune maybe matches him on the power, but with the same amount of winners, hits more errors. Sinner hits less errors. And because Sinner's in more control of the points because of his serve, Rune will hit more errors by being out of position and trying to attack in a bad position. Then he'll move through to the quarterfinals. It'll be de Minaur or Tsitsipas. Let's just say de Minaur because he's been playing a bit better for now. De Minaur is very good at rallying, but then again, too much power for Sinner. So Sinner's going to overpower him. And I think that'll be straight sets, maybe a small chance de Minaur really rallies well and more aggressively and with more depth and is able to push Sinner around a bit and get a set. But most likely it'll be free sets and close sets with Sinner just in control of all the rallies and overpowering him. So that puts Sinner into the quarter. That puts Sinner, that was the quarterfinals, sorry. So that puts Sinner into the semifinals. Let's look at Fritz part of the draw. He's going to go against Brooksby. He'll win that. He'll just be way too good for Brooksby. Coric, the same thing. This Meshki Pala card is a bit dangerous, but Fritz has all the same power and serve. Yeah, Fritz has all like the same power and serve on his game. So I would just say maybe it's 4 sets, but just Fritz is going to do the same thing as Palicard, but just better and more consistent. Then he's going to be into the round of 16. He's going to overpower Musetti and win that in straight sets. Move through to the quarterfinals. And who will he face after beating Musetti? I think let's look at Medvedev's part of the draw to see if he'll face Medvedev. Medvedev will beat Samaraj. Medvedev will beat Kambali, straight sets in all of those. Medvedev will just get back too many returns, out-rally Popron in the straight sets in the third round. Then I would say he'll probably play like Rublev, and I think the draw is kind of big and confusing, so it's sort of hard to see which part of the draw he would fall on. But I think in the fourth round, Medvedev will play Rublev, and I think Medvedev will out-rally him, but Rublev will overpower him in one of the sets. So I think that's going to be like a 5th versus 9th. Yeah, that's going to be a quarterfinal. Rublev, Medvedev, and Medvedev's just going to simply out-rally him. So now we have a Medvedev Fritz quarterfinal. we have like a Medvedev Fritz quarterfinal. And then, like I said, so in the first quarterfinal, I've got straight sets, Sinner over Dimonor. And then this one, Medvedev versus Fritz, I think it's going to go down to 5 sets. Going to be a great quarterfinal, but I just think Medvedev will get too many of Fritz serves in play and out rally Fritz too many times. And then Fritz will be frustrated. He'll go for too much power near the line and make errors. So I'm going to say 5 sets. Medvedev gets too many returns, forces Fritz into too many rallies, out rallies Fritz, moves Fritz around, exposes the lack of movement. And then Fritz doesn't want to be in the long rallies. So he's going to go for too much power near the line and make errors. And the rest of the time, Medvedev will be out rallying Fritz. So that's going to be but a couple of sets Fritz will overpower him and he'll serve him off the court, like with the sorry guys. Yeah, he's going to serve him off the court and overpower him. But more of the time, Medvedev will get back to serve, get him in rallies and out rally him and get him in 5 sets, I'll say. Okay, guys. Sorry about that. Let's look at Zverev. He's going to beat Poli. He's going to beat Martinez, overpower Bayes, Herbert. He's just going to serve and the power game like Herbert, but be more consistent. So beat Herbert in 3 or 4 sets. Then in the quarterfinals, yeah, I'm going to say Ruud. We won't follow Ruud, but I'm just going to say Ruud's going to get into those quarterfinals, and Ruud will out rally Zverev in one of the sets. But overall, Zverev's just going to overpower him with the serve, the power on the rally shots, the fast court. He's going to dictate. He's going to push Ruud around. But one set, Ruud will out rally him and get a set. But through to the semifinals, we've got Zverev. Now let's look at Alcaraz as part of the draw. Alcaraz, Shevchenko, overpower him. Too good, Nishioka. Thompson, he'll just get too many serves in play. He'll just match him on the power, have better defense, better consistency, better net play, better touch shots. Just a minute, guys. Sorry, guys. I've just got to find the draw, like the specific place on the draw, because it's very, very huge draw. Where Carlos Alcaraz is. Yeah, here we are. So, like I was saying, he would beat Shevchenko, Nishioka, Thompson. He'll like get back 2 of his serves, get him into rallies. He'll out rally him. He'll match Thompson on the power or be better in the net play, better at the drop shots, better at defense, and force Thompson into too many rallies where you out rally him. That'll be straight sets. Then he'll move forward to Draper. He'll just simply have more power on his rally shots, overpower Draper, and move through to the quarterfinals. Now we need to look at Djokovic as part of the draw. So Djokovic is playing Brovecadi of the USA. Not heard of him, but Djokovic is going to be too good. He's going to have a qualifier in the second round. He's going to out-rally him or Kvotov. Never heard of any of these guys. Extremely low rankings. Then he's going to make against Maciej of the Czech Republic. He's done well lately, but I just think Djokovic out-rallies him. I think Djokovic out-rallies him in 3 or 4 sets, Maybe because he's been playing well, he gets a fourth set. Then Dimitrov versus Djokovic. Djokovic is going to get back too many serves, force Dimitrov into rallies, and then out-rally Dimitrov. I'll say 4 sets, but it's either 3 or 4, right, guys? So there we are. So now we're at the semifinals where I've got Medvedev Sinner on one semifinal. And I've got Zverev in the semifinals. But now the last quarterfinal is going to be Novak Djokovic of Serbia versus Carlos Alcaraz of Spain. I'm going to say that this is going to be a very intense match, very close match. Like, they're going to match each other. It's going to be intense. They're going to push themselves all the way with extreme rallies and extreme quality to a 5th set. But then when it's in a 5th set, we've seen Alcaraz can beat Djokovic in a 5th set, even at the Wimbledon final. He's done a deciding set in Madrid in their first meeting. The match was decided by a tiebreak of 4 hours. Alcaraz was better, but then we've seen Djokovic also win in the big moments. Cincinnati, deciding set tiebreaker. And the Olympics, even though it was straight sets, it was 2 tiebreakers, so big moments. So they're about 50-50 on winning in big moments against each other. So again, they're going to bring that great ability to play well under pressure, these 2 guys. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And considering both, they're going to be great mentally for that 5th set, and they're going to both step up, and there's going to be no nerves. I think it's just going to come down to physically. So after 4 hours of intense play, a 21-year-old versus a 37-year-old, I think Djokovic level drops down a bit in the 5th hour, just a little bit, because he's 37, but not a lot, but he's still playing quite well. But it drops off a bit from the previous 4 sets, whereas Alcaraz keeps that level going because he's 21 and can keep it going into the 5th hour, whereas Djokovic still good in the 5th hour, but it's just dropped off a bit, which is natural because he's 37. And that puts Alcaraz over the top, considering they're both great under pressure. They both beat each other in deciding sets. The mental side won't decide. It'll be this extreme level that Djokovic comes off a bit in the 5th set and Alcaraz doesn't because he's 21. So Alcaraz is going to win this one in a 5th set. So now, guys, we've got the semifinals. Carlos Alcaraz, Alexander Zverev. Who's going to win that one? Zverev has beat him many times. I think they're like 4-all or 5-all. Zverev on these fast courts can overpower Carlos, not let him have rallies, rush him on the forehand, and just have the big serve so he's in control of a lot of points. And have the power to finish and get past Alcaraz's defense. But then Alcaraz can also win. Alcaraz can return well, get his serve back, get him in rallies, and say, I can match you on the power, but I've got even better defense than you. And when Alcaraz doesn't hit a lot of errors, he can hit less errors and he can win the long rallies. And then when it comes to net play and drop shots and things like that, that puts him over the top. So it just comes down, like Zverev is going to go for it, shorten the points, rush Alcaraz, not let him have time to set up on points, and always feel like he's on the back foot, and then force Alcaraz to now go for too much power near the line to get back control of the point against Zverev and make a whole lot of errors. But then Alcaraz's key for victory is actually to return well, force Zverev into long rallies, and move and expose the lack of movement and move him around. And he's got the power to control the point too, and the returns to do it. I'm going to say this is going to be 4 sets, and a lot of the time Zverev goes for it. It's high-risk tennis. One of the sets it works out, he gets it, but the rest of the time Alcaraz is getting the serve back, getting him into rallies, moving him around, exposing the lack of movement, exposing that Zverev isn't extremely fast to run up to Alcaraz's drop shots. And he's just going to be better this time. He's not going to say, you're controlling the point, I'm going to panic, I'm going to go for a lot of power on the line and make errors. He's going to say he's going to get it. The key is stay in the long rallies and move Zverev around, and you got the power to control the point, just like Zverev does. And then Zverev isn't that great on defense, and Alcaraz has the offense to do it. So I just think 4 sets Alcaraz as he moves through to the final. Sinner Medvedev, the other semifinals, Sinner will just overpower Medvedev, right? He will just, it'll be 3 sets, probably maybe 4, but they both have a lot of consistency on their rally shot, but Sinner has more power. So because of that, Sinner is going to be in control of most of the rallies and Medvedev is going to be running. There might be one set where Medvedev is more aggressive, hits his rally shot deep and moves Sinner around a bit. But for the most part, Sinner is going to be controlling the rallies and bossing Medvedev around, and he's going to win it in 3 or 4 sets. Alcaraz, Sinner, Australian Open Final 2025, right? These guys, they're always close. Okay, Alcaraz did win their 3 meetings last year, but they're all down to a few points. But I think this will be close again, but I'm just thinking there are a couple of factors at play here, right? One, Alcaraz, right? He's going to be tired because he's had to beat Djokovic and Zverev in like 4 or 5 set matches and then have to have that level to beat Sinner, even while being young. Even if it throws him off, that could cost him, right? Point number 2 is they won 2 Grand Slams each, but Sinner won this specific Grand Slam on this specific surface. So you would get for that he's better at the Australian Open. And 2, he won the US Open, so he won both of the Grand Slams on this surface, and this specific court he won it. So he has that advantage. Like Alcaraz was better on clay and grass, he was better on hard courts. Plus the fact that Alcaraz is going to have to go for a harder draw and he's going to be tired. I think those 2 factors will put Sinner over the top, and the fatigue will be at its most in the 5th set. And I think this will go to a 5th set. I think it'll be a great match. But Sinner has proved he's better on hard courts than Alcaraz last year. And he's better here by winning the Australian Open, and better on hard court Grand Slams by winning both of the US and Australian Open. And then just to compound it, if it's the 5th set, which I think it will be, that tough draw getting through Djokovic and getting through Zverev and having to push again at this extreme level against Sinner, Alcaraz will just drop off that little bit and it'll put Sinner over the top, and Sinner will win this in 5 sets, and Sinner will be your 2025 Australian Open champion. That's the way I see the draw, guys. Going to be a great tournament. I'll do quarterfinal previews the day before the quarterfinals, semifinal previews the day before that, and final previews the day before the final, right? And I'll have more in-depth knowledge, like who's exactly playing, how they got there, how they're playing, and I'll talk longer about each match because there's less matches to talk about than the whole draw. So be back sort of not this coming Monday or Tuesday, but the following one for my quarterfinal preview. A couple of days later, semi-final preview. A couple of days later, final preview. But like I just think Sinner winning both hardcourt Grand Slams, Sinner getting an easy draw. Okay, that Djokovic-Alcaraz match, I would say it's about 52% for Alcaraz, 42% for Djokovic. Djokovic is great at the Australian Open. I wouldn't be surprised if anyone wins it. But just knowing it's going to be so close, going to a 5th hour, of course, if you're 37, you're likely to be more tired. Excuse me, guys, in that fifth hour. So I gave Alcaraz to that. But then Alcaraz getting through the draw, playing Sinner, who has proven he was better than him on hard courts last year, one advantage. Then another advantage because Alcaraz had to get through a harder draw. Again, an amazing match, but I'm just giving it to Sinner. But I'm saying Sinner will be your 2025 Australian Open champion. That's my video for today. Subscribe, bell notification, thumbs up, and come back in we're Thursday right now, depending on where you are in the world, but not this coming Monday or Tuesday, the following one. So in 10 or 11 days, right before the quarterfinals. Be back then in about 10 or 11 days on a Monday or a Tuesday, right before the quarterfinals, for your Australian Open quarterfinal preview. Please be back, subscribe, hit the bell notification so it's going to come right to you, and give me the thumbs up, guys. Thanks for being with me. See you guys in about 10 or 11 days for my quarterfinal preview. Bye for now. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe, and bye for now.